everybody, how's it going? As several people have commented on, my hair continues to grow.
Mm-hmm.
It will keep doing that. So, vlog today, we have a couple questions.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk a little bit about Scion 2.0. We can't say a whole lot, but we got a lot of questions about it, and so we're going to give a little bit of what we can. And then we're going to talk about schedule for the rest of December.
Yep, because we also have holidays.
Yeah, so if you don't want to hear about Scion 2.0, but you do want to hear about scheduling stuff for what kind of vlogs we'll have for the rest of the month, skip ahead to the end of the video.
Okay. So we have a couple of questions about 2.0. The first one is, limited spoilers from the Q&A seem to indicate that the first Scion 2.0 book will be largely focused on mortal-level interactions with gods, like prophets, high priests, or witches. How do you feel about this change, and what concepts do you think need to be addressed in that book?
So by change, you mean that the first book won't be Scion Hero?
Right, it'll just be human level,
Yeah.
not Scions yet.
It's not my favorite.
I mean, it reminds me very much, it's very similar to what they did with World of Darkness, where they first released the kind of the world rules, which affect mostly mortals, before they put out the actual vampire or werewolf or all of that stuff. Rules.
Right, which makes me think that that's kind of thing that I disliked about New World the most.
Yeah, and it was always frustrating with New World of Darkness, because you had to buy that book before you had the system for anything else. You couldn't just wait and buy Vampire.
Right. These two being maybe released at the same time?
Yes.
So that might be a little better?
I've heard that.
I don't have to go 3 months playing Mortals before.
Hero may be close together, so you may not have to wait a lot.
But not really sure.
Yeah, we don't know anything about production schedule, really, so we can't give you any guesses. I think that it's important to know how mortals work in the world, and what kinds of things mortals can do, what kind of stuff is possible at mortal level. I'm not sure I'm super excited about the first book being how do you play as a mortal, because I think as a person that came to Scion to play a Scion, I don't really care about playing mortal. I'm not going to do that, so. But that's going to be different for everybody, so it depends really on what you want to play and what kind of flavor your game has, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright, second question says, I saw that in the Q&A they're thinking of making dwarves and dryads playable races for characters. What do you think about that?
Same thing as humans, it's weird, that kind of makes it mythology of the game, which it can be, but then it's not Scion specifically,
There's a lot about the core symbolism of playing a Scion, which is humanity that ascends to godhood that you lose when you start with things that are already not human.
Yeah,
so,
they don't have
I would miss that.
It takes out a lot of the struggles that the Scion is supposed to have, the humanity versus godliness and
I think what the thing is for me is it feels more like a role-playing game than it feels like mythology. Because your mythology is usually not going to be about here's a dwarf and he goes on adventures and becomes something. It's usually, if you're looking at those heroes who become heroes and go upward in power, things like Heracles, they begin as humans and they have human dramas. And when you start with, you can play anything you want, I mean, you can still have all kinds of dramas and such, but because you're not starting from a human point of view, it feels a lot more like a D&D game.
Yeah.
Where you just, start with whatever you want, and that doesn't mean you can't tell awesome stories or do awesome stuff with it, but it's a very different dynamic than the original Scions. So, I guess it depends on whether you want that dynamic, whether that's what you're really excited about.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're one of those people that's always been why can't I play Alfar, then you're going to love that, so.
Right. I'm not really sure how they're going to do the system for that, though.
I don't know, and it was something that was vaguely mentioned in a Q&A, so maybe it's not actually a thing that will happen.
Right.
Or maybe they have some awesome system, we just don't know what it is, so. People think that we know everything that's going on with the system. That's not true. We don't know a lot of things. So,
yeah.
All right. Last question. What is going to happen to the site when the new Scion edition comes out?
That's
a big question.
It is. I have a feeling probably not much is going to change.
I mean, there's a lot of it will just depend on how much we decide to do with the new edition. We might say, oh, we're going to continue playing Scion 1.0, and then just nothing would change, and you guys would just keep using our site if you were playing Scion 1.0, and you would not use our site if you were playing Scion 2.0, and that would be simple. We might change some rules based on incorporating new stuff. We might do a hybrid. That's what we did with when New World of Darkness came out. We kind of said, well, we don't really want to play New World of Darkness, but we can use some of the new updated mechanics and just apply them to Old World.
Right.
And so we might do something like that. Or we might be totally bowled over by 2.0, and we might decide we're going to play that, and we're going to convert the whole site, and it's going to be a massive ass load of work, and that might happen.
Maybe.
It's possible. But we don't really know. Or we might say, you know what, let's make the site about us.
It's true.
Do something completely different.
Yes. You need a better name for it.
Yeah, I think it's, no matter what happens, it's still going to be focused on mythology, it's still going to be focused on role-playing games. Hopefully, no matter what version of Scion you're playing, there's going to be some stuff in it that's useful to you.
That's useful to you, right.
That you will find interesting. So we're not going to like suddenly quit or convert the site into something bananas that you guys are never going to be interested in using.
Right. But it may not be what you're playing. And that's
Yeah.
hopefully okay for you.
And we may at the time like talk to you guys some about, okay, here's what we're thinking about. What are you guys thinking? What are you guys interested
totally.
in? We don't know yet what anything's going to look like, so we don't have a good guess to
Yep.
start with. And that's all the questions we
Cool.
have
So that's
about
all our
2.0.
Sign 2.0 questions. Hopefully more information coming out from the Hive Mind
At some point, yeah.
at some point soon.
Good to know.
So we'll talk about schedule for the next couple weeks. Next week, Anne's going to do a story time vlog which is next week.
I haven't decided yet. I actually have like 7 requests from you guys for like, just tell us a story about X culture, X god. And so I have all kinds of stuff. I've got Navajo questions, I've got Gorani questions, I've got people asking about Cherokee gods, I've got people asking about Hittites, and so I'm going to pick some of those and do them. So if you've been, I know some of them have been around for a while because I haven't been like up to doing a storytime vlog during finals. So if you have put in a storytime request and it's been forever, hopefully that will happen soon.
And then we're going to follow that up with a week where we talk about abilities. So we have a lot of questions about abilities and their different interactions with stuff right now. And if you have some questions about abilities and any kind of anything in that biome, the stat, the 22 or I think it's 22 abilities that make up the core.
Yeah, and it might be, what does this ability actually do? How
Right,
can I use this
explain this to
ability?
me, or-
Why does a god have this ability associated? Whatever you have questions about.
Any kind of question based on that. I know Why Does Hell Have Medicine was one of the ones that I remember from our talk about it.
Spoiler, it's because she makes plagues happen.
It's because she's the plague goddess.
Yeah.
I don't know answer that now.
Well, we will. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. But so if you have questions about that, send in that question. It'll be easier for us if in the very first thing in the question you title like abilities in all caps, and then you write your question, and then we'll be able to sort them out easier.
I mean, I'll still try and catch you if you don't do that, but it's always helpful to us if you tell us what it's about.
Then we're going to follow that up with a story time week again.
Yes, because I have many story times.
Yeah, so if you have some more story time requests, put story time right at the front in caps, and then do your story time request, and then we'll have them all nicely sorted, because right now her email is just a mess.
It is. It's like 60 goddamn questions, and like we were trying to go through them looking for themes before we started doing this vlog, and I'm just reading this like avalanche of questions, and Jonah's like, there's no common threads between anything. And I can't get my email back down to one page anymore. It's not happening, so.
So then, the other things we're going to do is, it's really exciting, our YouTube channel is almost at 100 subscribers.
Which is super, like,
Which
crazy
is really
and fancy,
cool.
yeah.
I've noticed over the past, like, about 8 months, or maybe since the beginning, our numbers have been slowly climbing of views within, like, the first 2 weeks. But now we actually have a lot of subscribers, which we didn't have for a long time, because you just watch it on our channel. You don't really need to subscribe to anything. You wait for the thing to come in.
Yeah, I mean, all of you who just follow the blog anyway just see it here, but
yeah,
if you're on YouTube, I guess, which also might be see it here.
Yeah.
You know, you get the immediate notification as soon as one goes up.
What we're going to do is we would really like to get to 100. I think we're at 81 right now. We would really like you to check with your friends, maybe people who watch it but aren't subscribed, or maybe who haven't been watching it, or maybe aren't subscribed. See if you can get them to subscribe if they watch YouTube. And let's try to get it up to 100.
And if it gets to 100...
If it gets to 100, then I'm going to do some special camera working and record a game and then cut it up and make it. It'll probably be like a half hour from a like 4 or 6 hour game of just direct character stuff and maybe some interviews with the players about their character. I don't know if I'm going to do Sunday or Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll do the low-level demigods, the high-level gods.
It'll really all depend on who has the most interesting game coming up once we get 100 subscribers. So I think once we get 100 subscribers, I'll do it within the month, within the 30 days, as one of the vlogs. And then it'll depend who's having kind of the most exciting, kind of interesting session in that time.
I mean, if the gods are having another one of those games where they're just like, we're going to spend the whole time building stuff in the overworld and not doing anything, then we're not going to record them.
But so it'll be like some close-ups on characters while they're talking. Maybe some interviews with players. I hope the players are okay with that. I didn't really talk to anyone.
Yeah, if the players are not okay with that, we will have to change this. But
I think they will be. And if they are, they can say so in the comments.
Some of the players have been cool with being recorded before. We have some newer players right now.
Yeah, stuff. If you guys can get us up to 100 subscribers, let's try to shoot for the next month. Maybe so we can get this out in January. Be a nice new first of the year kind of thing. We think that'd be really cool. And don't Google Plus made it really easy when they merged with YouTube to get us to 100 by cheating. Don't cheat.
I'll just do like you twice.
No, you can do with Google Plus. You can just make infinite accounts.
Oh,
Like
I
it's not
see.
really tied to anything, or it's just really, really easy to
I
make
mean,
accounts.
much as we love you guys helping us out, like we actually just want people who would enjoy watching it to watch
Yeah,
it. Like we
yeah.
don't really care if there's an empty account watching it.
So, other things. Hopefully, the sound is better now. We had a mumbling comment.
Yeah,
On the
somebody
YouTube channel a
mentioned
few
some
weeks ago.
mumbling. We
And
really need a better microphone.
We need a better microphone. I'm using the iPad now, which has a little better one, but I've dropped it in the water a bit. So I think our goal in the next semester, this next kind of 6 months, is to get better camera, better mic
See if we can.
setup, like kind of up the production value on this thing. I've talked about that before, trying to get an area with lighting and stuff to do it.
It's pretty clear that we just use an onboard mic and video camera right now because that's
Yeah.
what we have.
And 60 videos in, that might not be okay anymore.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to work on all that. It's gonna be one of our many financial struggles that we want to make happen for you guys. But it's gonna be cool.
It is going to be cool.
Once we get mic and stuff, it'll be great. Also, some of our players showed us a preview of a surprise they have for us from our online game. That once it's completed, we'll get that up too. That'll be probably like a Christmas present for everybody.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
Cool.
They're pretty cool.
So we hope you have a good time over the next month.
Wait, you
Happy
wanna
holidays.
do an update on what we're doing other than blog stuff?
Other than blog stuff, you mean
Like
Secret
project
Scion? Oh,
No, like project stuff. Like
Okay.
what are we doing?
what are we doing? Okay, sure.
Yeah, what are we doing?
We're still working on. All right.
Okay.
We're finishing up the illusion.
Yeah, we're
Titan
finishing up the
Realm.
Illusion Titan Realm right now.
Um,
It's down to like the gross nuts and bolts part where we just have to like do a lot of math.
Yep.
And
And Anne's already made the maps for it.
I have. They're pretty good maps. I'm pretty proud
Yeah.
of
So
them.
that's still probably pretty far out.
Yeah, it's
Because
pretty
we're doing two.
we're doing 2 Titan Realms. So
Um,
once we finish that, we're probably going to wait and release them together, right?
Then Anne is working on Inuit, which is getting there.
New Pantheon, yeah. We've actually churned through the cosmology now, so we're working on Titans, antagonists, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's actually going pretty quickly. Somebody sent me in a question that accused me of working on the Inuits really fast in order to get through them so I could get to the Hittites, and that's actually
That's
not
true.
true. It's not true. It's just that it came at a good time when like I finished up classes, I had more time, and also because I have a lot of really great resources that are on Interlibrary Loan. I have to go back in the middle of the month, so I kind of have to work on it right now before I lose those. So I promise I'm not sacrificing quality just to get to the Hittites. I like the Inuit gods a lot too, and I'm very excited about them.
Yeah, that's about. I think it's about everything.
I think that's about everything. You know, there's that secret project out there, but
Yep, secret project.
we
that's
haven't
gonna
had a
take
lot of
forever.
time to
Yeah.
work on it lately.
And then things. All the games are kind of hitting end of story, rolling into the next one. So that's all a lot of fresh new stuff.
Yeah, and we're fiction-wise, obviously that bar hasn't moved in a long time because I've had finals, but hopefully I'll have a little more time to start working on that again.
Mhm.
So
Cool. All right. Well, thank you for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next week with Anne's story time.
yeah, and as John was going to say,
I was
have an
gonna say.
awesome time over the next
Oh
month.
yeah. Have a great time over the next month. If you are participating in Secret Scion, you should be getting your gifts for people or shipping them out. I know a couple have been shipped already. And when you get them, shoot us an email with the picture.
Yeah, send us a picture of what you got or yourself with the stuff you got because it'll be really fun and exciting to then share those pictures.